In this video, we're going to look at how you can customize how the NETWORKDAYS DAX function behaves based on some different scenarios that you might have. We're going to look at how you can change the bank holiday dates and weekends based on country, and also how you can integrate different leaves like annual leaves or absences into your excluded dates when using the function. All of that and more. So without further ado, let's get started. Hi, my name is Fernan, and welcome to the Solutions Abroad YouTube channel, where we cover tips, tricks, and best practices when working with Power BI. I upload new videos every week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when a new one is out. So before we start with this video, I just need to let you know that this is a continuation of my previous video talking about the basics of using this function. So I won't really go through much about the basics here. So if you don't know it yet, go check out that video, then come back to this one. So in this video, we're going to look at a couple of ways that you can configure the NETWORKDAYS DAX function in order to support more complicated scenarios. So let's take a look at this report that I prepared for you today. So here, just for visualization purposes, I've included a calendar table to show you the length of the dates that we're going to be looking at. So it's the list of all the dates within May, along with the weekdays, because we're going to reference this in a second. I've also created a tickets table here, which if I simply visualize here, I'm gonna put this in a table. So it simply gives us the list of all the tickets for a fictional, let's say, contact center. And I will just make sure it's not summarizing. So you'll see we have the list of all the tickets, so ID, who it's assigned to, the start dates and end dates. Now for our purposes and for this demo, let's say we want to count the number of working days it took for our employees to complete a ticket. Each ticket has this employee ID tagged to them, which corresponds to specific employees within our employees table. So the employees table, if I just drag it here as a table, is a list of all the employees that we have. So the user ID, who they are, the name, and which country they belong to. So for the moment in our tickets table, what I've done is made the start date and end dates similar across the board, just to make it easier to visualize here in this demo. So as I mentioned, the task at hand at the moment is to count the number of working days it took for each ticket to be solved. And to do that, we're going to use the NETWORKDAYS. So under the tickets table, we're going to create a new column. We're going to name this one elapsed. And we're going to say NETWORKDAYS. And at a minimum, just define the start dates and the end date. If we now drag this column into our table here, now that we've dragged that column into our table, you can see that the result across the board is pretty similar, which is expected because the start dates and the end dates for all of these tickets are the same. Now I want you to pay attention to which countries each employee belongs to. So one of the employees belong in the UK, one of them belong to the US, and one of them belong to SA, which is Saudi Arabia. I picked Saudi Arabia because this is a country where their weekends fall under Friday and Saturday, unlike the Western countries where it's normally Saturday and Sunday. This means that the number of work days for Saudi Arabia, or how long it took for that person to complete that ticket, might be a little bit different to the rest of our employees. So let's have a look at this calendar here just to show you how many days it would look like. So if I go and exclude Fridays and Saturdays instead of Saturdays and Sundays, you will see that the total elapsed days for any ticket worked by by Adam should be 23, not 22, because this is excluding Friday and Saturday. But if we exclude Saturday and Sunday, it would be the same at the moment, which is we're excluding Saturday and Sunday, would be 22 days. So how would we do that? So we're going to have to modify our elapsed column to define the weekends for each of our employees. But before we do that, I just actually needed to show you first the relationship between these two tables, which is a pretty simple relationship. It's simply the employees and the tickets, and as you might expect, there's a one-to-many relationship between the employees and the tickets, and this is how we know who is assigned to that ticket and which country they belong to. So we're going to go back to our elapsed column here. We're going to create a new variable here, and we're going to call this variable weekend, and we're going to simply create an if statement. So the if statement, you can replace it with a switch statement if you have more scenarios in which weekends are different. But in this case, all we want to do and what we want to check, if the country is SA, then we want to use a different weekend element. So related, we're going to use related because we want to check the country where that employee belongs to. So if it's Saudi Arabia, then I want you to give 7 in this value, in this variable. Otherwise, give it 1. So 1 is the default value. So it's saying that if you are not Saudi Arabia, you should be, or your weekend should fall under Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to do a return. And now here in our network days, we're going to add the weekends variable that we've just created. So if I hit enter, you will see that the value of our elapsed now makes a lot more sense. So you'll see that this ticket here was dealt with by Adam Sanson, which is someone who works in Saudi Arabia. Excluding Friday and Saturday as work days, it will give him a total elapsed days of 23. So a little bit different from the rest of our employees. So the next scenario is also related to the countries and checking the countries themselves, which are the bank holidays. So different countries have different bank holidays, and if we have an international workforce such as this one in our example, it's important to take into consideration any local holidays to ensure that your network days, when you're calculating it, is as accurate as possible. So because our tickets are focused in May, we'll be looking at any bank holidays that fall into these dates for each country. So to make it simpler, I've already created a table, bank holidays, which if I visualize it into a table here, it just lists out all the bank holidays within the month of May across the different countries. So we have the dates and which country that applies to as a bank holiday. So for the UK, we have the 2nd of May, so there's only just one bank holiday. For the US, there's also one on the 30th of May. And in Saudi Arabia, there are 4 days within May. So between the 2nd and the 5th are bank holidays for them. So these bank holidays are combined into one single table. And if you already know the basics of network days, as it is, you can't use this with the network days function because the function needs a single table with just one column of dates. What we're going to do is to create a virtual table which converts this into a single column table and only includes the bank holiday dates for each individual employee based on their country. So first we convert the bank holidays by creating a new variable in our function here. So I'm gonna name this one bank holidays, and then first we're gonna use select columns, which simply allows you to define the columns from certain tables. So in this case, we're gonna take the bank holidays table, we're gonna name our column date, and the expression will simply just get the date column in our bank holidays table, something like this. So now it converts this bank holidays table into a bank holidays variable, which just has one column in this table. So as it is, it means that we can start using this bank holidays variable as our fourth parameter in network days. So if we type start now with bank holidays, if you hit enter, you will see that the results in our elapsed starts to change. However, we're not quite done yet because it's still missing something. We still need to ensure that on each of these tickets, we are checking who is working on that ticket, and based on their country, which country they belong to, we only include the bank holidays for that country. To do that, we need to go back to our elapsed column, and in the select columns where we created this bank holiday, we're gonna wrap this with a calculate table. This is so that we can add a filter context to it at the very end. And we're using the calculate table function instead of the normal calculate function, because don't forget the fourth parameter requires a table of values as an input value, and the calculate function returns a single scalar value only. So after the comma, we need to add the filter here. So we're gonna say and check if the country is equals to the country in our bank holidays, and close it. So now you will see that the elapsed values change, which now accounts for two things. It accounts for the weekends in those countries, as well as the bank holidays for those countries. So let's verify that. So in this case, in this calendar table here, let's exclude Fridays and Saturdays, and let's also exclude the dates for the bank holidays in Saudi Arabia. So we don't want 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So this number, 19 working days, is perfect. It matches exactly with this ticket that we have, which is being worked on by our employee in Saudi Arabia. The last scenario that you might have, which is when our employees take leave of absence, either annual leave or sickness absence. If they're working on a ticket and we're away in between a ticket's resolution, it's not exactly fair to include their absence days to the total elapsed time, as it doesn't truly reflect the actual days worked on a ticket. So here I have a different table here, the leaves table, and if I just put it in a table here one last time, just don't summarize here. So this is the list of all the absences that were taken or that have been taken by our employees. So you have the ID of the absence, the user ID of the employee who took that absence, when they took that absence, and what type of reason is for that absence, if it matters. So in order to make sense of who these users are, we have a relationship already set up between the employees table and this leave table. So that allows us to identify who that user is. So what we need to do from here is to incorporate this table together with the bank holidays table, so we can exclude these dates too from the calculations. So the first thing that we need to do is go back to our elapsed column here, and we need to create a new variable, because obviously as the leave tables are right now, there are a couple of columns in here that we simply need to convert into a single dated table. So we're gonna name this one leaves, and again we're gonna use select column to filter out the dates or the columns that we want to include. So this one we're gonna use leave, and same thing, we're gonna use dates and simply get the date column. And then the same as before, we're gonna wrap this with a calculate table, because we need to return a table in our fourth parameter. So in the filter context here, this time the filter is to check if the user ID matches with the user ID in the leave table. So in this case, we're gonna check to see if the user ID in our employees table is the same as the one in our leave table, like this. Yeah, just close out the calculate table. We now need to combine these two, or append these two tables together, the bank holidays and the leaves, so that we can use them as our fourth parameter. So to make it easier to read, I'm gonna just create a new variable here called combined. We're gonna use the union function to combine and append bank holidays and the leaves. We'll replace the fourth parameter here to use the new variable we've just created, the combined. And if you hit enter, you will see that now it will give us different elapsed times for all of the tickets that we have here in this report. So there you go. So in this list of tickets that are being worked on, we check and account for which country they belong to account for their local bank holidays and weekends. And we also check who is assigned to these tickets and account for any leaves that they've taken within that period. And that's really it for this video. I hope you're now more familiar with some of the advanced ways that you can use and tweak the new NETWORKDAYS DAX function in Power BI. Thanks for watching as usual. Give this video a like if you found it useful. Give it a dislike if you didn't, so I know to do better for next time. Ask your questions in the comment section box below so I can help you and you can help others. If you really like this video, we have a Patreon page where you can support the channel and get exclusive perks like early access, demo files, and credits at the end of these videos. Thanks again for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.